Yes.
All right. So now
All right.
I'll snuggle up here.
Captain.
Exactly.
What's up?
What's up, Mark?
It's 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to IoT Coffee Talk, broadcasting live from Austin, Texas, at the AI
In Orlando.
Is that really your background?
Is that really true?
Yeah, it is.
No way.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay. All right.
Can you climb that palm tree, please?
Yeah, we need to verify this is legit. So we are at an IoT and AI summit here in Austin, and we're just getting started. It's exciting stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm here in Orlando, Florida. Hence the tropical scenery behind me at the JW Marriott Hotel for Honeywell Connect 2022. So yeah, it's going to be pretty fun. Yeah.
What do you expect?
Fun-filled couple of days.
What do you expect?
Well, they're going to be focusing on their whole Forge AI platform. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're developing the software side of their portfolio.
Did you say the storage AI thing?
What was that?
Did you just say storage AI?
No. Forge AI.
Much better.
Forge. Yes. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Is that like a foundry?
Yes. Sort of. Yeah. Think of it as a foundry for IoT. It pumps out IoT solutions.
We just finished hearing a big talk on semiconductors and people talking about the CHIPS Act and what that.
Oh, really?
Turns out we need chips in order to do AI. Who knew? I don't know.
Yeah, who knew? What kind of AI? That's the problem, right? There's all kinds of AI, and I think we generalize AI too much. Kind of like we generalize chips too much.
Yeah. Of course, all the people talking on there talking about everything but Intel, I noticed.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, really?
Bring that out.
Well, there's like a big old IBM sign right behind you.
I know. You're right. But yes, lots of talk about TSMC and Qualcomm and...
Really?
No global foundries either.
Right. Yeah. So who knew?
Huh.
Anyway.
So wait, you guys are at IoT World in Austin, and they're talking about chips.
Look, it
sounds like you're at Semicon.
Well, it's an AI summit also. So they're trying to you all found out, since you're looking at 3 illustrious board members of this event, that we sat in a board meeting last night.
Look at that. See, that's like serious street cred right there, right?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Remember Wayne's World?
Oh my goodness.
Backstage. I've got my pass.
Yeah.
Just going at people.
Exactly.
Yeah. And for some reason, the doorway says exit on top of it. They're just throwing us the hell right out the back.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's that.
But it's interesting how last night's conversation with Informa and the people of the show is how much they're looking to try and combine AI and IoT. Get it, but
I mean, it's always a tricky thing, right? Because it's like what I posted, Rob, right, about digital twins. It's like 2, now 3 really nebulous things that I don't know, just kind of encompass everything, kind of layer up on top of each other, and just I don't know, man. It's just mass confusion. I mean, you guys have to admit that, right? I mean, we have to admit that.
Absolutely.
I mean, I talked to so many companies, and I asked them questions, like, for instance, metaverse. I said, so what do you mean by metaverse? And it's like, so what exactly do you mean by IoT? What do you mean by cloud? I mean, I don't know, man. Sometimes I feel like, and Rob, you guys probably agree with me. And, Mark, I don't want to exclude you because you're out there in Barcelona and not in the United States of America, baby.
Mark's doing
we have to take a step back, right? I mean, we have to take a step back and really look at words. And, it's interesting. I'm seeing a lot of articles and posts nowadays talking about how words matter, like what David always tells us, right? Words matter. And what do you mean? Because if I don't know what you mean, we can't have a conversation. And conceptually, I think like even with AI, I mean, there's inference at the edge, inference in the data center. There's training, where you're going to train, federated training, distributed AI architectures, blah, blah, blah. I mean, there's all kinds of, and then all the different applications. What do you mean by AI? And then how does that fit on top of IoT and whatever the hell IoT is?
No,
even though we've been talking about it for 2 years.
Brought up last night was, we used to have AI and ML, AI with a slash and an ML, and now we don't even, ML is not even a part of the name of the conference or anything else. I mean, does that mean it doesn't matter anymore? I mean,
or maybe that's marketing. Maybe AI is sexier than ML. Could be marketing. There you go.
Yeah,
But is AI any different? I mean,
this is that
whole thing, right? AI is here. ML is required in order to do that. So I mean, it's part of the confusion train that we have going here.
Yeah, it's like a ball of confusion.
Yes.
The ball of confusion.
That could be a song like I think Phil Collins is a Genesis. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. What's that song
we were
with the Ronald the Muppets?
And Rockets, and you were thinking of Genesis or something.
Yeah. What the hell was the name of that song? Maybe we'll dub that in as a song. What's up, Mark? How's it going?
No music intro today.
Hey, wait a minute.
Oh, no, trust me, there will be.
Somebody walk by.
It is a real background.
Is it really?
How the hell is he living?
And
it's a background 2.0 from Zoom. You
That's
can
a
have. He's living on the metaverse.
It is.
That's what that is. You got that metaverse.
No, but this is a very good point to have everyone speaking the same language, right? Or at least use the. We can use the same words and mean different things. This is actually, it's funny, if I go to Mexico and speak Spanish, so we use same words with different meanings, and you can actually create a great confusion, right? But yeah, it's really important. Actually, if we talk about IoT and AI, and I agree that machine learning it's a subset of AI. But actually, what I see that it's successful are products that don't mention IoT and AI at all. So I don't know, like Alexa. Alexa doesn't. If you read all the website of Alexa, all the instructions, you are not going to see any AI or IoT acronyms anywhere, right?
Make mention of NLP.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a subset as well of artificial intelligence, right?
Yeah.
So it is an IoT, AI, or device, but they don't mention, like the Tesla car, probably, right? Yeah. They don't mention it, but they are AI IoT product.
Yep.
So I think we already talk about these in other episodes, but I think the successful products just get rid of these vocabulary.
Stop talking about IoT. It's like Fight Club.
Dude, you guys look like you're having way too much fun. You guys exude
and we're having
fun and
good bourbon last night.
Oh man,
stuff last night.
Yes,
really nice.
There you go.
I kept going back.
There you go.
They're suffering.
We were at this awesome. We were in the football stadium, the UT University of Texas Club, Hook 'em Horns, and
go Bulls.
And and we were in, not in anyone cares or whatever, but we were in the boardroom that we were in. We were in the Darrell K. Royal boardroom, which is a thing if anybody who went to the University of Texas, because he used to be a coach a long time ago. Did anybody remember Earl Campbell? Anyway, those are the good old days, right? So you guys got nothing.
You should have seen him.
You said Cannonball?
He was.
What did you say?
Pictures of the boardroom. That's how it was almost like Rob was the Mecca. It was like
I was.
This is like
I was.
Yeah.
And as I've said before, tomorrow morning, this whole event kicks off with Vince Young doing a keynote. You know,
no way.
Was quarterback for the
University
of Texas.
Oh yeah.
You know, we've talked about this ad nauseum.
Yes.
You know, and so for here in Austin, I mean, he still lives here in Austin, and he single-handedly beat USC for the national championship. Wah wah.
That one hurt.
That hurt for some people, and
that one hurt.
Shortly thereafter, Pete Carroll had to leave and go to Seattle because they're all about to get in trouble for paying players and whatever.
No,
I do
they
feel,
don't do
I feel,
that stuff.
I feel bad for. I always felt bad for Reggie Bush having to give back his Heisman.
Oh my God!
I know.
That,
and then at the end of the day,
it's like
players are getting paid.
Yeah,
So give it back to him.
Give it back to him. We're gonna protest in the streets to make sure we get that Heisman back to Reggie Bush. Exactly.
There you go.
Good stuff.
There you go.
So we got lots of stuff on the. We're all moderating panels. So
really,
I'm going to moderate a panel on supply chain and asset management. Rocket science stuff there.
What are you doing?
Smarter cities and the real use of technology. So
there you go.
None of this if or imagine or none of that. None of that. It's either you've done or you are doing.
So you will be alone there, or do you have other speakers with you, or?
I don't know. Did you intend to be funny? Because that was funny as hell.
We'll be there. We'll be there.
Yeah.
We'll be peppering.
No. I mean, on the stage. On the stage. No.
He'll be by himself because he's the only one that's done something and is doing something.
well, Rob. Rob and I were talking. I mean, I'm doing the industrial IoT track here, and they moved me to the show floor instead of a room upstairs. And I'm like, is that an indication of that no one showed up for any of the last 6 years of me doing the industrial IoT track, and now they're putting me on the show floor so 3 people can show up, and 2 of them are right here. So
oh my god! That's not good.
So we'll see. So I'm on the show floor where I have to yell.
Oh man!
Talking exhibitors.
So you're doing the industrial IoT track today.
Yep.
You have to do a
tomorrow.
Chairperson's open.
Yes,
I have to do that later in the morning tomorrow.
Good. I have to make it up now.
Okay.
Make it up. Just
to say
it's 10 minutes. I mean,
what am I going to say for 10 minutes? Industrial IoT is hot.
Oh, no. This is where the exits are. This is where the bathrooms are. This is if you need.
And
if
remember,
you need to go
the exit might be behind you.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah. So, exactly.
That'll take up at least 3 minutes.
Right.
And then I'll tell them my name. For 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Then I'm done.
Because I have to do the same thing tomorrow.
Yeah. So normally, sometimes they want slides, but I'm not.
I got nothing.
Slides. I got nothing.
Yeah,
I got nothing.
I got nothing.
I am right by now. I don't give
a now that I'm thinking of it, since you're talking about,
he's going to get up there and go Google it.
I think
exactly.
What's so relevant to this talk here is, some of us fly Delta a lot for many years. I love the one. Remember the redheaded woman years ago where she's like, no, whatever, man. If I could just find that, I'm just going to recite that whole deal,
That actually, so many people complained about her humor, and that's
really
why they got rid of her.
I loved it.
Yeah, that's why they got rid of her.
Well,
remember with the people underneath the things on the seats?
Yeah,
the way they were doing it? Yeah. Okay,
there's a lot of thin-skinned people out there.
Yeah, there are, and getting worse.
Yeah,
exactly. Because most of these people cannot handle what this guy has to say in day-to-day life. It's because they're thin skin. They can't handle the truth.
That's right.
You want me on that wall.
35 years of this IoT and machine-to-machine crap. What? You don't believe me?
Exactly. So what session? You're a moderator.
All day. I got a moderating panel tomorrow. So I think we've talked about this before. I'm part of NSF's IoT initiative nationwide with several universities.
What is that panel?
That's tomorrow afternoon at like 4:00 or something. I'm the last panel of the day because, again, no one's going to be there.
I'll be there.
I'll be online.
Oh my God.
But it's interesting. NSF has got a whole nationwide program with several universities to do R&D work and around IoT. Some edge computing, AI stuff, and all around it. And so I'm the industry IoT industry liaison to the NSF group down around IoT R&D. And so I have the head of NSF's research group here, University of Colorado.
Danny?
Danny's from Boulder, from Colorado Boulder. I have UT Austin. She's here. And then I have another person from Oregon State University here. So it's going to be cool to have, it's a bridging of how research universities are doing IoT and AI.
Pretty cool. They showed a picture, by the way, at the event last week. Like when they're showing all the people, really? You had a little square near at the bottom of the slide. And by the way, our liaison
throw shit at me.
Our liaison, Steve Bremer, who's actually in Cabo right now.
That's right.
Actually, I got super pissed off last week because I went to visit here in Barcelona a meetup where a research project was presenting the results of it was a research project about IoT and smart cities.
Oh no.
And it had like 10 different use cases. And I mean, I got completely pissed off because it was bullshit. Everything was Arduinos or Raspberry Pis or prototyping tools.
And did you
actually prototyping things that are already products and they didn't know? And it was a super disaster.
You know,
Mark, I don't want to know how much we invest on that shit, but it was
interesting you say that, because one of the things so Rob was the keynote speaker for the event in Portland last week when I was in Cabo. And the reason I was wanting Rob to be there is because he and I both have this situation of where academia is not getting out of the classroom. And there's a lot of time that these professors are teaching these grad students and PhD students about things that they think are important or they think are potential opportunities. And so Rob experienced what I have experienced over the last year or two with these guys, that the students are being taught by professors that never get out of the room. They don't go to shows. They don't hear from vendors. They don't understand what's happening. And some of the projects that these kids are doing, these students are doing, are stuff that like 6 companies are doing already. So why the hell are you wasting time? So that's why we are doing what we do, because we want to be able to tell these professors, your baby's ugly. You have no idea what you're talking about, and you don't get out.
And we have to be there and throw the
flag. My God. You guys are mean. You guys are mean.
Yeah.
Don't be so mean to the professor.
It's tough.
You guys are obviously not the students that walks up to the professor's desk and leaves an apple, a shiny apple. You guys are not those folks.
I mean, and
not at all.
Leonard, even to the point of where we are telling any of the professors that are involved in the PPI NSF program, they have to go to these shows. We have a budget, NSF budget, for being able to come to these shows, because you got to get out. If you don't see what the hell some of these professors are going to walk the show floor for the first time today, and they're
no way.
Yeah.
And they're going to
and they should probably hang out with you guys.
Grad students are working on.
Exactly.
Actually, you know what they should do is they should just watch episode 1 to episode whatever. What are we at? Like 200 something, some ridiculous. I don't know. It's like a big number. 120. I think it's going to be 130. Just watch all the episodes. You'll know what you need to know. I mean,
Thank you for
but I agree with you. I get these PhDs that want me to, I do some, PhD candidates a favor. They'll contact me and they'll ask me to read or give some feedback on their papers and stuff like that. And, I told many of them, it's like, this is just really generic stuff. It's like, what, is there something new that you're discovering here? Or are you just like kind of copying, pasting stuff that's already out there? Like, what you guys were mentioning earlier about, actually, Mark, what you were mentioning earlier about these smart city use cases. You could, this stuff, you can just Google that stuff. Literally, it's like the top 5 results, and you copy and paste that, and that's that's not good enough. I don't know. Is it good enough? But if it is, these PhDs are coming out.
No, that's not good enough. Just finding use cases. Because use cases can be made up.
Everybody talks about use
we can make up use cases. But what it is what is the problem you're trying to solve? Again, what is the problem that you're trying to solve? and what is the anticipated outcome that you hope to get, and then you can fill in the other pieces. And that I mean, that will include the use case. Use case is just a part of it. If you look at, and I have to go back and take a look at this before I actually commit 100%, but there's the book Smart Cities for Dummies. All right, look at the use case section.
Really?
Look at the use case section, because it doesn't just talk about specific. It doesn't just say smart street lights. It literally says smart street lights. What is it? Connection, who technologies used, who's deployed them, whether or not they were successful, and what are your challenges and what are your opportunities.
And then you need another section. Is who's going to pay for that?
Yeah, no, that's
true. How are you going to pay
challenge.
for it?
That is part of the challenge. I mean,
Did you write this book?
I wrote the use case.
Did you write that section?
I did.
Oh, you did.
So do I need
Oh my
to
God.
buy that book on Amazon or something? Or
No.
You can Google it.
I don't get royalty. I can send them because we are all in the same community. I will send the raw Excel file.
I would love to see this fabulous.
Yes.
stuff.
You know,
Can I
see,
copy-
and Bill, that is what every PA.
I'm an idiot, so I'm just going to copy and paste.
Yeah.
I'll change a few words.
Yeah.
So, Mark, I was thinking about what you're saying there. You were really disappointed in all the Raspberry Pi or Arduino people. What type of devices are you recommending people to use and deploy for real for IoT?
It depends. Say again?
ESP32?
No, actually, it depends. It depends on what you need, right? If you need a single board computer because you need power, then it depends. You want to do artificial intelligence or not? You need a Linux operating system or not? You're going to run with energy or with batteries. So depending on what you need, then why not ESP? So I mean, in some of the products, you need to design your own PCB, and why not have your microcontroller or microprocessor as with an ESP32? Why not? No, it's not like don't put the ESP32 developer board on your product, but just buying the chip as your processor can make sense because it brings it is I don't know if it's a system on a chip or a system on a module. I'm not sure about the ESP32, but I mean it can be very helpful in a lot of use cases or products. Then this is why, for example, Raspberry Pi made the compute modules. Because then you can design your own PCB and then just add a compute module. Or NVIDIA. NVIDIA is going towards that direction, right? With all the NVIDIA Orions, etc. So you have an x86, you just add their compute module and automatically you have, I don't know how many flops of or the power that you have with GPUs, etc. to do artificial machine learning in the edge, etc. So it depends. As far as I can tell you is that Belena, we have a lot of Raspberry Pis on production, hundreds of thousands, and they work and they are stable. But as well, we have a lot of other different things.
I think that's the best.
Have you heard of Blues?
I couldn't hear you.
What?
Wireless. Have you heard about Blues Wireless?
Blue wire?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Right? I mean,
they're good friends.
That you get everything you get on the board, right? The processor, the connectivity, the eSIM, everything in one shot. Does that help?
Let me show you.
He's pulling it off the shelf. Look at him. There you go. I love.
Oh, Rob, you have one too, right?
So this is the Note, and you need to
support with me. Over chat with Blues Wireless.
Exactly, help me to debug it. Actually, this is a Note card, and you need a Note carrier. So just a Note card. Yeah, of course. I think it has an ESP32 processor, but basically it has a modem to manage the data. So the idea is that
with the
I think just this. Say again.
With the airtime built in. You get airtime and everything else all in one.
Then your thing.
Yeah, but you will need a processor or something just to manage it. So it's so alone this doesn't work itself.
Yeah.
So you will need so you see the modem here and the processor unit and everything. So the idea is to use a modem using API calls instead of AT commands. Yeah, they are trying, and then the idea is so you don't need they try to simplify the way to send data to the internet.
I think they're doing some interesting stuff. Yeah, because I think they're reducing friction for a developer. Yeah. No AT commands, just send JSON commands to get it going. It'll be interesting to see where they go. I've enjoyed playing around.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I think Brandon is in the show speaking.
Yes, I talked to him last
if you
night.
meet him, say hello.
Yeah, we saw him last night. It was good. It was good chatting with him. Absolutely, I've watched some of his videos before. Yeah, no, I think Blues is cool. It's a different angle of attack.
It is
on the market. And you're right. They make their own like kind of what do they call it? Sparrow.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. It was interesting that they've got you're right, the carrier board, the note card, note carrier, and you're right. There's one that can just have by itself if you're just doing GPS tracking. You don't have to put it on another microcontroller or mic. And then the other one, you're right, Raspberry Pi hat, or you can connect it to an STM type 32 deal. And then they built the one where they have LoRa.
Right.
And then they give you their deal, which is a gateway. And I think I talked to him last night about that, actually. I think it's pretty interesting, because I was like, hey, in rural or whatever settings, there's no one's going to deploy 10,000 cellular-based endpoints because that's just too expensive. But they will deploy a bunch of LoRa endpoints that'll go to a gateway. They may use cellular for backhaul. Right.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's just don't be techno religious. Open your minds. Open your minds. So
is that like saying free your minds?
Yeah, free your mind. Exactly. No, you know what? When I used to manage development teams, man, when you had people in the Java camp and then the others in the .NET camp or whatever software camp, man, these guys used to go at it. It was like, I'd be watching them. I'm totally agnostic. I go, guys, I really don't give a crap whether or not you think this is better or that is better. But it's like what you said, Bill. Here's a problem. Let's start with the problem and let's start solving it, because the customer doesn't give a crap about your little techno-religious affiliations. And oftentimes, and I've seen this all the time, and I think the better part of my career being a solution architect is helping these people just get out of their bubbles. You know what I'm saying? Because it really does stifle the thinking. And at the end of the day, when you look at what the solution looks like, it's kind of like a hodgepodge of stuff, just because you started off having to deal with a hodgepodge of stuff. And that's why middleware is so beautiful. And we always talk about middleware, at least I do, because, it's always there. You need it. It doesn't, standards, you can't wait for standards. You just got to build stuff, but then you have to, make it economical to stitch all this stuff together and find a way. But oftentimes getting through that process gets stymied by these folks who get caught up in these technical silos, these religious denominations. And I think we see the same thing with connectivity, right? People, oh no, LoRa, you can't mix it with 5G or blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, think through the problem, work backwards. And just like what you said, Rob, and I think we say this often enough, but, just figure out how it works. If you have to, if it makes sense to backhaul it with 5G, do it. Don't get religious about it.
Speaking of standards, someone commented on a post I did. It wasn't a person. It was like does anyone remember one M to M?
Yeah, of course. That's big standard.
So the one M to M people replied and added a bunch of links for me, and I'm sitting there going, "Oh, I remember you guys." And I saw the deal. And it's like 1,000 people following them and everything. I was like, "You guys went to create the standard for IoT." How did that work out? I haven't heard from the 1M to M people in a long time.
Yeah.
They started like 2012, 2013. I don't know.
Yeah, the only reason they're still viable is that they're being funded by some big companies still in Europe, mostly Europe. I mean, Mark's got them. They're in Barcelona, Madrid. So, but I think the other thing too is and Leonard, you're going to laugh at this one, talking about your middleware. Last night in our board meeting was brought up by Lou from Avnet that he's counted now there's still 615 different IoT platforms.
Still?
Okay. Wow.
Right? So you kind of look at it from a middleware perspective.
Yeah.
Sitting there going, holy shit. Where are we going with all this still? I mean,
if I was a middleware,
but I mean, but again, it's a problem of language. What do you mean by platform, IoT platform?
Yeah, exactly.
Or how small is
architecture?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know what else Lou said?
I don't know. Yeah.
He goes, just like we've standardized in smartphones with Android and iOS, he just said, well, we have decided to standardize just on AWS IoT Core or Azure IoT. And that's it. If anybody else,
techno-religious war. You want to talk about free? That's like friggin' the religious wars throughout history now reflected in our technology conversations. It's terrible, man. It's like crazy.
Right.
All those other platforms, everybody works so hard.
Screw them.
We're just going to go with the big boys.
Well, I mean, it makes sense, right? I mean, you're talking about commerce, right? The divergence between tech and money. It's that same question, right? We go through the use cases and everything like that. It's like, but who's going to pay for it?
Well, the other thing too is it goes back to you can't get, the old adage, you can't get fired for, buying IBM. You can't get fired for buying Azure and, AWS IoT Core, right? So,
yes, you can.
Sure. Yeah.
SolarWinds.
Yeah. Oh, bam,
really?
Bam.
Seriously?
Bam.
Seriously. Yes. Seriously.
I remember that.
SolarWinds.
Oh.
That was a big deal.
Okay.
People always.
How about the Active Directory?
Still working.
Every enterprise on the planet uses
Active on the IoT side.
Still working. Still a pain in the ass. Still ties you to one thing. Still. Look, I mean,
they've got their tentacles in you.
Again,
right?
Literally.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a horse in the race.
That's why AWS wants you to build out your solution using Lambda functions, because then you'll never be able to break free of AWS.
Break free,
Lambda. Give me containers and APIs and an ingest engine, and I'm good. I will do everything else myself.
There you go. Give me containers.
Just like his house.
And containers.
Containers.
And orchestration.
I'm a Kubernetes one.
Hey, I mean, you want to talk about microservices and everything like that? You're not getting them any other way.
Right.
I mean, you're just not.
Yeah.
Wow.
There were some interesting comments last night at the board meeting.
Yeah.
It was very lively.
It was lively.
It was. And we got into this whole tangent about ESG and sustainability in the
no.
So as the gentleman, as Wes from Kroger was talking about, supply chain and food verification along the supply chain and sustainability of bananas and all that other crap, I kept on going back to. So if I go to a Kroger grocery store, where can I recycle my batteries?
Oh God!
Yeah.
Oh,
that's not.
No, I don't think they're allowed to, right? Isn't
well,
like some
I don't know. And then the other
regulatory crap for waste disposal.
Yeah, and
we're starting a startup and it's going to be based in Cocoa Beach, right by Kennedy, because we're going to we're going to just launch all this stuff towards the sun.
SpaceX mission, baby.
Exactly. We're going to use Falcon Heavy.
To throw some batteries.
Yeah.
Alkaline lithium batteries in freaking space.
Exactly. That was the best solution we could come up with.
Why not?
And then he said something interesting. He said, like, the Kroger grocery customers are going to make decisions on groceries and shopping there based on Kroger's concept around sustainability. Like, are you shitting me? I need bread and water and milk.
I need a banana, damn it.
Oh, by the way, I'm not going to Kroger because they're not sustainable enough.
He also said, he talked about freshness.
Oh, that's right.
And remember what he said? He goes, if we win with fresh, then we'll get them with e-commerce. So like, if we're freshest, then they'll buy everything else from us on e-commerce. I'm like,
what?
I'm like, and what market research told you that? Are you researching like Amazon Fresh and other people or Webvan from the 90s?
That have done so well.
Yeah, I go, who told you that if you had fresh apples, the people will then use e-commerce? Oh, we got Vasquez.
Oh,
yeah.
Right, here we go.
Here we come.
So yeah, I don't know.
You know what, man? That's the thing. It's like when people really need to it's perfect that David just joined us. People need to ask questions. You don't sit there and take number one, if you ever look at a survey, the results look really wacky. Oftentimes, more often than not, when people look at that survey results, there's at least 20 or 30 head scratchers in there, right? Where you go, that doesn't make sense, or, hey, I didn't know that. But the thing is nobody tends to ask questions about, well, how did they come up with the survey results? Who did they interview? Right. Who did they sample? What was the sample size? What were the questions? I think that's one of the most important. Yeah, sampling, music. Yeah, sample rates. But yeah, you can come up with some really wrong conclusions with a venerable study.
You can't imagine.
You just have to take it with a grain of salt. I would not bank my business on many surveys or I would interview the crap out of the team that's conducting the survey, I would say, and ask questions even before they go and they launch the survey.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of goofy survey results.
I can't imagine for Kroger, they actually went to a sampling of housewives and mothers that said, I'm not going to go to Kroger unless I know they're sustainable. Come on.
Seriously. Or, worse yet, if they put, do you think ESG is important? And then, you ask the person who's doing the survey, well, what is ESG? And they say, it's sustainability. It's like, no, not just sustainability.
MSG.
MSG is bad for me. I know that.
MSG, yeah. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, just got to be really careful.
I got a headache one time.
What's up, David?
Restaurant.
Always coming in at the right time. It starts with who paid for the survey, number one, and what are their financial interests. Look, half of the people they don't even know what they're being asked. Especially on the multiple choice surveys. It's like, hey, which is your favorite grocery store? Kroger, Uncle Paco's, or Kroger? Kroger. I've heard of it. Check.
Yeah.
Well,
ask the questions.
And one of the things that Rob and I were talking about after we heard that was, okay, so you did this survey, you come up with that, but you're just covering your ass with someone on a governance committee in Kroger as a publicly held company that you have to bring it up, right? And then you're okay, and you covered yourself.
Yeah. Well, but you say
that's the governance piece.
They'll say in a heartbeat, 9 out of 10 surveys said, and I'm like, okay, so you went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. Skip over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 9 out of 10 surveyed said this. And it's like if you take everything with a grain of salt, you'll wind up with hypertension.
Oh my God, that's the best thing I've heard all day. You take everything with a grain of salt, you end up with hypertension. That's awesome.
Oh my God.
Coffee Talk.
That's why MSG is better than the grain of salt because at least you get the shot altogether.
Our new technology is targeting the MSG department
of IoT. IoT MSG.
Are you the director of MSG?
I'm gonna go put that into GoDaddy and see if IoT MSG is available.
Do it, and we can do a smart home solution where it senses if you're bloated based on your salt content. And can send you some sort of hey, IoT saves lives, people, and we know this.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There you go.
Let's digitize MSG.
Yeah.
Intelligence, Elegance, and Excellence by David Bucket.
Where are you there?
I'm in my kids' room, and this is our family's motto.
Okay.
And
really?
And I mean, it translates to English as well. Same words. Yeah.
Hey, at least it didn't say eat, pray, love or
No. But Rob, it could, that could apply, to code and things that you do in IoT, right? Is it intelligent? Is there elegance in the work? Right? Is it excellent? Or is it a bad survey?
Is it a bad survey? Love it. Yeah, I mean, all we're saying is just be careful. Ask questions, right? Don't believe everything you see, because I've actually seen. I mean, knowing how the sausage is made and having seen a lot of sausage made, I know, and I think a lot of people. The sausage. The survey sausage. Survey sausage, man.
I don't know what survey you guys were talking about, but I think this would still apply. I was listening to another friend's podcast yesterday, and he called out a piece of technology delivered by a vendor with lots of white papers, lots of things written, and this guy put him on blast and basically said, there's not a single deployment of this thing out there. Not one. It does not exist. And he just challenged the vendor. And so thinking about reading surveys is like, that's a good question. So the survey says this, great. Who's deployed whatever this thing is that you're telling me I should deploy?
Right.
I mean, because, right, Bill? 9 out of 10 said X.
9 out of 10.
Just walk me through it.
Yeah.
Right it.
Yeah. I mean, it's and
we're all on our phones.
It's pretty
now.
crazy stuff.
Very bored with your conversation.
Well, you guys are board members, so you're supposed to be bored.
Oh, really?
That just happened.
Really? 10,000 comedians out of work.
Look at these guys.
To you,
these guys, speaker.
Where's your
Look at
stinking
these
badge?
Guys.
Where's your stinking badge?
Man.
Security.
I have
Go to the
digital
IBM sticker. Security.
Oh man.
There. Yeah. So what is this?
Hey, Mark. What are you talking about? See, I hate when we're not in gallery mode. Then you can't see what we're all doing. You know what I'm saying?
We're gallery.
Are we in gallery mode?
Yeah, we are.
We are.
Oh.
Gallery.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Are you on your iPad or something?
I can't. On my iPhone.
Okay.
On my iPhone. Yeah.
Just move to the right and you will see gallery mode.
Okay. Well, hey, dude, Mark, you're going to be going to ARM Dev Summit, right? Are you going, or are you going to a local virtual event, or?
It's virtual. They moved it to virtual a month ago.
Oh, yeah.
They had to go last week to San Francisco, but they had to cancel everything because they moved it to virtual.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of developers from ARM developers from outside the US. They were concerned about COVID-19, and they moved it to virtual. So next week I'm gonna. What I mean about what?
No, so you mean they're afraid of coming to the United States and getting COVID and coming back?
I mean, I'm going to an event with over 100 people or 1,000 people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than the US.
By the way,
I didn't mean about US.
If they move the event to Florida,
I'm rolling.
I'm worried.
Damn right.
Come to
Orlando. Yeah, Florida is safe.
Florida's safe.
Actually, Texas.
Texas is safe too. The dream team safe.
Safe of guns, you mean, or safe of COVID?
You guys don't start with the jokes, because the three of you together have badges that say speaker, and people are going into speaker homes now to deliver tools and stuff. So stop it.
Listen, if we could make money doing it, we would. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Oh my God.
Do that.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. So what's up? What's up, David? What are you up to, man?
Look, Florida. So we for the first time, we actually were in Disney World last week, and there were two IoT implementations. I mean, if we're gonna call RFID IoT today, right?
Yes, we are.
But look, hey, the Magic Band, that thing is legit. I also, unfortunately, I found out last minute that for your first entry is a swipe of your RFID band and your fingertip, but there was no, I had no idea where the privacy agreement was. But I had my wife
when you did your fingertip. Did you feel the little prick?
No, it was a little bit wet, but I don't know if it's the other guy picked his nose before I went. I don't know what happened. But I had this moment where it's like I had to choose between privacy and a divorce. I chose no. I'm going to take my fingerprint. Let's just get in here.
Yeah.
For the application of the Magic Band to let you into places, to pay and attach it to your credit card, that was flawless. And we stayed at one of the hotels in the resort. And on the fan, that it was actually automated. They retrofitted something. There was a little sensor that when you sense motion, it would kick on the fan. That was super cool. And
no way.
Yes. And the other IoT stuff that was there was with the buses. The buses that belong to Disney have. I had a lot of time standing and not moving, so I caught this. But the Disney buses have some sort of priority at the gates versus other buses that were coming in. But I couldn't tell that they seemed to have like a little. It looked like one of those banner lights in front. So I don't know if there was also some RF application, but IoT alive and well. RFID. I think Disney would be the only at scale use case.
Every time I go to Disney parks, I always want to see the control room.
I agree. And Mark, if you ever get a chance to see that, it's unbelievable. I've been in there a half a dozen times because Atos, the French SI, runs all the IoT in Walt Disney World in Orlando. So all the rides have like Kilimanjaro's got 1,500 sensors that are on edge computing boxes that are running CBRS back. We're down to under 2 millisecond response times for many of the IoT projects that are going on campus in Disney. So and every one of the buses actually have a complete edge computing box in there. So not only are they doing vehicle maintenance, but they're doing tracking of everyone. Even if there's an active shooter, your band from an active shooter standpoint has the ability to be able to manage where you are and where you're going and how to get out. So there's a lot of, Disney has done a phenomenal job around IoT and analytics and capabilities. And, they're running Laura.
So this is a smart city.
Oh yeah, dude. These guys are basically originated the idea. They had like this whole Tomorrowland community that they were gonna. I mean, that was like the original plan for Disney World, right? I mean, it was supposed to be literally, a futuristic city.
Right.
That's why,
Steve, if you could get Disney to, also sensorize the sprinklers, because those were super crazy. They were just. I mean, it's like, we've got unlimited water, go! And missing the lawn. So there are opportunities there, just saying.
Yeah. Well, now that Governor DeSantis is getting $350 million back into our coffers from Disney for tax scenarios, maybe they'll control their water.
Okay. As long as we're saving water. As long as we're saving water.
That just happened,
That's right.
Hey, we Disney and Florida are leading the way with IoT.
Damn right.
Is the takeaway.
Just know that IoT Coffee Talk, we influence local decisions in politics, people.
That's right.
Yes, we do.
That's right.
As long as they send us a check.
As long as they send a check, we'll influence. That's right. The other cool thing about Disney is
Steve,
the IoT platform is running on site at Disney World. Lumada.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So.
Oh,
Wait,
wow.
you mean to tell me?
How many people could say that? Oh my God.
How many?
So,
Many.
Rob, you mean to
How
tell
many
me
people can say that Lumada
that,
It's still running.
well, again, funny what happens when you have bullet trains, you figure, if they can keep these things on rails, maybe it might work for a roller coaster.
You know, Disney needed a giant industrial IoT platform that was not tethered to the cloud.
That's important.
Ooh.
And that's how
Something to think about.
somebody won over the big players because, you want to roll the whole thing in and manage Toy Story rides and all the other stuff? No problem.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's exactly to what you were saying yesterday. And I think the guy from AWS was saying this, that there's a pendulum swing that's going back to on-prem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're all
I mean, you know,
computers on our desk again.
like
Lotus 1, 2, 3.
I'm telling you,
Not VisiCalc.
I knew I knew many of some of them are retired, but the guys at Disney, the CIO's office, and they, from the very beginning, and this is like 10 years ago, they were cloud pragmatists. So they really studied the economics of the cloud. And the SVP of infrastructure, who lives here lives in San Diego, he and I have lunch occasionally. He told me, "Yeah, we're not going to send everything up to cloud. There's no way." And so he was thinking ahead. Well, he knew he wasn't ignorant. He did his homework. And he realized, look, a lot of the stuff can't go up because our business, it doesn't make sense for our business. And if you look at their portfolio of business, and this is like Disney corporate, they have a ton of different lines of business. And for all of those business lines, computing outside of the hyperscale data centers was essential. Not, it could be here, and if the economics change, we could toss it up there. No, it just completely makes sense building that infrastructure, that compute infrastructure, locally at the parks. I mean, they had the scale. So
it sounds like you read a survey and made a decision.
Actually, I learned a lot about. He did real crap, and I learned a lot from him. Actually, he put a lot of cloud sense into me. Through the experiences that they went through vetting cloud computing, especially with hyperscalers. So, and the multi-cloud stuff, all that. So we were talking about this stuff like 10 years ago. Disney is no joke, man. They call themselves a technology company, and there's a lot of companies that would like to claim they are. They're not. But that company, you have to admit that they're much more than just Mickey Mouse and Marvel Universe. And there's a lot of technology that they've invested in and developed. And it's an amazing company.
So we're going to go from.
They don't get a lot of credit for
multiverse.
Multiverse.
Huh?
That's what we're going to do.
Oh my God. Yeah. Is that beyond metaverse?
Today, and we're announcing it here at this event.
Yay.
What's it called? What are you going to call it?
Doctor Strange.
Love. Hey,
oh my God.
Hey, Leonard, while you're at the Honeywell event, it'd be interesting to find out if they talk about cloud versus on-prem for a lot of the things that Honeywell does from a building automation standpoint. Right. And then the other thing too is the merge. See you, Mark. Be good. The merge of home automation with the commercial automation, and how much
this is
they're going to talk about.
Yeah, this is going to be more for the industrial.
Okay.
So intelligent operations across the board. So this is Honeywell Connect. The whole focus is on the Forge AI platform and how they're building a community and mind share for that platform. So
Hi, honey.
not only externally with their customers, but internally as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they're trying to productize these solutions that are not just, sensors and stuff that they're typically known for, but bring all that analytics stuff. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, I'll let you know if what they're thinking is around the cloud related to that. But the home stuff is not here.
Okay.
So yeah, I have a post on LinkedIn. So ask questions and then I'll answer them right on that post. So
all right.
But all right, who wants to take us out? Because I got to get out of here. I have an interview actually with the president of Honeywell Connect. Yeah. He just dropped it on my schedule.
So again,
I have to take a shower.
If everybody's in Austin and wants to come see us at IoT World and AI World or whatever the hell it's called,
and Quantum,
we're here for the next couple of days.
We got Quantum,
and and Quantum
multiverse
will cost you.
Yeah, it will cost you more.
That's right. But we're real thrilled here, and to have three of us together, on one camera, pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Come next week.
Yeah, it is very hella cool.
There's my digital.
Yeah, and
exactly.
And anyone at
Leonard.
So yeah, and anyone who's in Orlando.
How long are you in Orlando?
Until Friday. So by the time people watch this, we'll all be back at home.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. Well, I'll be in Orlando Airport 12:30 on Friday if you're still there.
There you go.
12:30 a.m. On Friday. Yeah, I will. My flight is, I think, a little bit later, so let's sync up later.
You got it.
But hey, to our IoT Coffee Talk listeners and viewers, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode, or we hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember to share, like, opine,
ring the bell.
Criticize, insult us at www.iotcoffeetalk.com. And we are out of here, people, from Orlando, Florida.
Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
California. Don't hold it against me.
Y'all. All right. We're
awesome.
out of here.
All right, guys. Have fun. Be safe.
All right.